um, getting funny messages, which is appropriate for our conversation for a scary season, right? Um, Happy Halloween week, friends. We're so glad you're here and joining us today. Um, we wanted to talk a little bit about how to make Halloween not so scary, right? When we think about Halloween, it really starts the season off for a time of illness, often that we can see among young children, among adults, right? It all because all those germs come home, they spread all over the place, and there are certain things that happen around this time, this season, that contribute to a compromised immune system. The most obvious of being sugar. Now, I mean, anyone who knows me knows that I am a chocolate lover. I definitely dabble in chocolate, and I have a sweet tooth in general. I mean, I love cake, I love cookies, I love vegan ice cream. Um, so I mean, I can down that sugar with the best of us. So I don't necessarily like to say all things in moderation, because certainly some things we don't want in moderation. We want zero. But some things, sometimes it's really about balancing things out. And what I like to talk about around this time of season is crowding out the bad stuff by adding in more good stuff. And it takes that guilt and responsibility off of our shoulders when we do eat a little bit more sugar or something like that than we might normally do. Um, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that between myself, Wendy Single, talking to you from the Central Coast of California, to Yvonne and Lori, and share with you what we do to keep this season less scary. Yvonne?
Hi, happy Halloween. And I'm glad that you mentioned the food thing, because I just came from we had so much fun last night at our friend's Halloween party, huge party. So of course I had a huge spread of all kinds of foods, and I absolutely just love food, not just chocolate. I like everything. And traditionally I would just shove it in there and eat and talk and dance or whatever. And then I kind of regret it the next day or not feel so good. And like you said, leave me in a vulnerable spot for whatever sickness would come um, every day, every time around that year. But I no longer worry about it anymore. My taste buds have actually changed thanks to Juice Plus and the experience that I've had with them and how they've supported me in such a simple way. I actually was satisfied after just one or two bites. And I was immediately looking for any vegetable tray. I actually prefer that because it's actually tastier for me, believe it or not. I still had one chocolate chip cookie, one sandwich, and one tiny little soda. But then I had vegetables, and then I had water. And like you said before, we have wonderful shakes and food capsules. So I knew what to do when I came home. And of course, throughout the party, I drank a lot of water. So I'm proud of myself for doing that, because when you're dancing, you get really thirsty. So I did a lot of dancing, and I had the energy to do that as well, by the way. And I am actually, I can proudly say I am a young 55-year-old. I just had to put that in there as well, because age does matter to a lot of us. And feeling strong and healthy, keeping up with all the fun around us, because we are supposed to have fun, aren't we? So, and then when I came home, I just washed up, and the last thing I did was a tall glass of water and my Juice Plus, and went fast asleep. And I actually feel really great the next day. So, so grateful that there's a way to balance things out, Wendy. And so even out here in mountain time in Colorado, we can have a great time and still feel great and balance out, so we don't get boggled down by germs or a few bad habits. We can still keep going. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Yvonne and Wendy. Yeah. This time of the season, like I often wondered, like before I was part of the health conversation, why does everybody get so sick this time of year? And if you think about it, which I finally ended up kind of slowing down and thinking about it, or, again, being part of this collective, and we're always talking about health and things that we can do, simple solutions. I realized for me, it's like Halloween kind of starts to kick off that this 3 or 4 months of sugary treats, right? And so we know now, what does sugar do? Well, it depresses your immune system, and it can do that for up to 6 hours at a time. So just sit with that for a minute, right? And think about, so if you are putting in some form of sugar at all day long, and you're just kind of grabbing things as you go and not as aware of it, that's when sickness can come in. That's when things can come into these flu and all the things, right? Like name them. So, and not feeling clarity. because that is also part of this conversation. When we inundate our bodies with sugar, because that's what we're talking about right today, and toxins, like you can't think clear. So it's really important that we do things that are going to support our immune system. And we know for a fact, science shows us that adding in as many whole food in the form of plants, like that's what's going to help detox your body, right? That's why we sit here and you know, all of us have our own health journey about how we found the whole food concentrates that we use, and just the importance of how we use them, when we use them, you know, to jumpstart your body in the morning, to keep you nice and even, have nice energy all day long, but then also to support your immune system when we are going to parties and eating out, and we have less control, I would say, of well, we never have less control, right? We make choices, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you're at a party, you're tempted. You're definitely more tempted. I know I am. So something that I also do in addition to that is if I know I'm going to have less choices, then I'll eat something before I go to the party, to fill my belly, you know, to satiate, to hit that point of satiation. So I'm not going and, as Yvonne says, shoving it in. I love that, Yvonne. It's honest. It's honest. So yes. So something else I want to offer to you all today is we have some amazing free resources in the way of recipe books. So we would love to share these plant-based recipe books with you. And listen, you don't have to be plant-based to be in this collective or to listen to our messages. Like just take what you can and make some simple changes, right? We're not saying overnight that you're going to change everything. Lord knows I didn't. I'm still on the journey. So yeah, please reach out, like comment if you want that free resource. Please share this with someone that you care about that wants this information, or you know that you've been hearing, they're kind of curious about health and what are some things that I can do. Like we're your people. We're the collective. Yeah. And we have so much knowledge here, and we come to you every week with a different topic to share with you. So, and that's going to be happening on Sundays now. We switched from Mondays to Sundays. So please share this, follow us, and comment, because we want to hear what's going on in your world as well. So have an awesome week, and we'll see you next Sunday.